Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. If you all just want to put your name and where you're joining us from, and one thing you're excited for your student to experience at Temple in the chat, feel free. As more folks are joining us, if you want to put your name, where you're joining us from, and one thing you're excited for your student to experience here at Temple in the chat, feel free. Dubai, wow, welcome. As more folks are joining us, if you want to put your name, where you're joining us from, and one thing you're excited for your student to experience at Temple, put it right in the chat. Dallas, Texas, good morning. Wow, Los Angeles, good morning. Got someone coming from Syracuse, very nice. Oh my goodness, Albania, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Someone from India, a lot of East Coast folks, some New Jersey, very nice. Again, as more folks are joining us, if you want to put your name, where you're joining us from, and one thing you're excited for your student to experience here at Temple, put it right in the chat. Okay, hello and welcome to the Parent and Family Orientation on Academic Life webinar. My name is Olivia, and I am the summer graduate intern here at the Office of New Student and Family Programs here at Temple. We are so glad that you decided to join us today. We would love to know more about everyone who is with us today. So please introduce yourself in the chat. Include your name and where you're from so we know who is joining us. We have enabled closed captions for this session. To view the captions, please click Captions, then select Show Captions. This session will be recorded and the slides and links provided will be shared after today on the Parent and Family Orientation Hub. Today's panelists are representatives from the Career Center, Education Abroad and Overseas Campuses, Line 4, General Education, and the Student Success Center. These offices are crucial in supporting your student academically and professionally, offering guidance and resources essential for their success in both areas. Their commitment ensures students receive comprehensive support throughout their academic journey and career aspirations. Our panelists will introduce themselves during their presentations. Then, following their presentations, we will have a Q&A session for the remainder of our time together. We will get started with our presentations and Q&A in a moment, but there are a few announcements to share first. You have likely noticed your audio and video are muted. You can hear and see us, but we can see and hear you. So please submit your questions by using the Q&A feature. To do so, just click the Q&A button to open the window, then type your question in the text field. If you want your question to be anonymous, check the Send Anonymously checkbox, then click Send. Your question will not be viewable to the rest of the participants until it has been answered. We will share helpful links related to the questions that have been asked in the chat, so make sure to check the chat throughout the panel. We'll do our very best to answer as many questions as we can today. If we're unable to answer all of the questions, we'll provide contact information at the end for you to follow up with the appropriate campus partner for your specific question. If you have any questions related to student involvement or health and well-being, do not worry, as we will provide their session dates at the end of our webinar. If you have questions about student finances, housing and meal plans, or safety, student conduct, or the care team, you can go to the Parent and Family Experience portal to see the webinar recordings. Okay, we're ready for our panelists to begin their presentations. The Career Center is first.
Hi, everyone. My name is Karen Demler, and I'm one of the career coaches here at Temple University's Career Center. And our Career Center basically helps all students from all schools and colleges. And I'm not only a staff member here at Temple, I'm also a parent of two alumni. One just graduated in 2025 and one graduated in 2023. And both of them graduated in majors that they did not start in. And so being a career counselor, I wasn't all that concerned about it. So if you have a student out there that is struggling or having challenges with choosing a major, it's really nothing to be worried about. We really look at our services in three different ways: explore, grow, fly. Some students that are coming here know exactly what they want to do. They can identify, they understand the major that they want to be in, and they're ready to go. Unfortunately, some students don't feel that way, and they get very overwhelmed with the fact that they feel that they should know, that they should understand what they want to do right now. And what I tell our students, and what I told both of my sons, one of which started off as a graphic design major, then moved to media studies and production, then ended up in audio entertainment, and the other one started in political science, went to econ, went to finance, and then ended up in accounting, is that you are in the absolute best place to find out, because there's never going to be a moment in your child's time where they are surrounded by everyone that's here to only see them be successful. So if they know what their major is, they can make a career appointment with us in order to understand how to create their brand, a resume, cover letter, how to network, and how to find internship opportunities through Handshake. And there's all sorts of events and career guides and coaching appointments. The main line is from Handshake. You know, the students will be creating an account when they sign up for their classes through Handshake, that all this will be available to them. But if you do have a student that really doesn't feel comfortable with their major, they haven't decided yet, or even if they're a sophomore and junior and they're studying and they don't know what to do, suggest that they come and talk to us. Not only can we share information about different industries or different majors that might be a better fit, we have these amazing assessments that can be taken that we're all certified in. And if they were to walk off this campus to take an assessment like the ones that we have here in the Career Center, it would be up to $750 to $1,000 for them to take it. But this is all a part of their Temple experience. So please let them know in every aspect of their professional development, they are supported. And so in addition to having career appointments, helping with resumes, cover letters, exploring majors, how to network, we also have a number of events on campus, such as career fairs, employer Fridays, tabling from employers that the students can always find out, through, Handshake, or just stopping by our office in 220 Minton Hall. We're here all summer, Monday through Thursday. We're here in person, and we're virtual on Fridays. And then once they have made that decision, they know what their path is, whether that happens freshman year or senior year. I've had students do it all. they can also decide what that next step is. Some students decide that they do want to go to graduate school because it's necessary in their industry. We also provide services for that, where we can help with a personal statement. We can ask them if they really do need to go to graduate school at this point. Some students don't need to go to graduate school after graduation. They want to have 2 or 3 years of experience. And then what that hiring process looks like, what graduate school looks like. And then most importantly, out of all the services that we're providing for your students in these next 4 years, they're going to be provided after they graduate. Up to 5 years after they graduate, all the services that I just spoke to you about are all available to them. We have a number of alumni that are coming back. They're still trying to find jobs, or alumni that graduated 2 or 3 years ago and are in jobs that they don't like and they don't know how to pivot. So they can always come in and make an appointment with us, and all the services I just shared are available in the next 5 years. So I look forward to meeting all of your students, and please don't hesitate to stop by and see us at 220 Mitten Hall. Thanks again.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zuri Jones. I'm the Advising and Outreach Manager for the Education Abroad Office. My primary role is working with students get started on their study abroad journeys. So studying abroad is possible for all students, regardless of their major. Temple operates 4 campuses abroad. We have our campus in Rome and Tokyo. And we also just opened a new campus in Kyoto this past spring. We also have a Spanish language immersion program in Oviedo, Spain. One of the benefits of studying abroad for our freshman students is that the World Society Gen Ed is waived if they participate in any one of our programs. So a question I get a lot is, how do students afford to study abroad? Is this actually financially feasible? And actually, it can be more affordable than people think with proper planning and with the scholarships that we offer from our office. Every year, we award about $400,000 in scholarships from our office alone. Students are also able to use their federal and state financial aid towards studying abroad, as well as any scholarships or honor stipend that they receive from Temple. We also offer the Passport Scholarship, which is available to any first-year student who has never had a passport before. We will reimburse the full cost of a brand new passport as long as they apply during their freshman year. So to summarize, as long as students are planning early and indicating to their academic advisors that they're interested in studying abroad when they're planning their courses, it can be done while having our students graduate on time. We do actually have fly-in for instructions for studying abroad specifically. And we encourage students to stop by our office early on in their first semester. We're located in 200 Tubbleman Learning Center, and we offer information sessions weekly as well as virtual sessions online.
Hi, my name is Lauren Natinsky, Assistant Director of Academic Affairs in the Office of the Provost. I'm here to talk to you about Fly-in-4. Fly-in-4 is our innovative program that helps students stay on track to graduate in 4 years. So when your student logs into their TU portal and they see that Next Steps channel, which has all the things they're expected to do before they get started in the fall, one of those next steps will be to commit to graduating in 4 years by signing the Fly-in-4 agreement. This is our 12th year of the Fly-in-4 program, which has helped students graduate sooner and stay on track. The program, essentially, when you sign the agreement, you're agreeing to meet checkpoints every semester. And the checkpoints are see an advisor every semester, register on time during priority registration, and earn 30 credits each academic year to advance in class standing. And then also students complete a graduation review in the end of year 3 to make sure, everything is set and they are on track to graduate. And again, these checkpoints are just behaviors that we know make it more likely for a student to be able to graduate on time and meet their goals. It's an additional layer of accountability. Once they sign up, they will have the Fly in 4 dashboard in their TU portal where they can keep track of their checkpoints. They'll get targeted reminders from our office in addition to from their school college advising offices. And so there's really no reason not to sign up. We encourage that all students do. It's free, totally free, no fee associated. And there is no penalty for missing a checkpoint. The way the program works is sort of like an insurance policy. So if a student meets all of their checkpoints and can't graduate in 4 years because, let's say, a course was not offered when they needed it to stay on track, Temple would pay for those remaining credits. So it's kind of this agreement to say the student does what we expect them to do in terms of making good academic progress, registering on time, meeting with their advisor, and we on Temple's end agree to offer those courses in a predictable sequence, make sure that the courses they need are available when they need them, and to provide that quality academic advising. So again, easy and free to opt in. It will be right in the Next Steps channel in TU portal. If a student for whatever reason has declined the agreement, you can go back in and change your selection if you click the show completed next steps. And again, we're in the 12th year of the program and we've seen that it really works. Students who opt into Fly in 4 earn more credits on average. They earn higher GPAs. They advance in class standing quicker, and they are on track to graduate at higher rates than students who don't sign the agreement. And they're more likely to stay at Temple year over year. And that's true whether or not they might miss a checkpoint. You know, there are many reasons why a student might miss a checkpoint, but we still really encourage signing up so that you have those checkpoints there and you can kind of keep track of your progress. And if you do fall behind, the advising checkpoints are there to help a student understand what is needed to get back on track, whether that's maybe taking a summer class or, you know, adding more credits in a given semester. As Zuri mentioned, they can also help, our advising checkpoints can also help with planning ahead for things like study abroad, planning ahead for if you want to change your major or add a minor or something like that. Advisors can help students understand what needs to happen in terms of academic planning and registration in order for them to meet all their goals and also stay on track to meet that 4-year goal. So again, I encourage all students to opt in, even if you think you may need more time than 4 years. The tools and checkpoints offered through Fly in 4 are super helpful for all students. And that is all I have for now, and happy to answer any questions.
Hi, my name is Patricia Moore Martinez. I'm the Associate Director of General Education, as well as faculty. And I first want to thank the previous presenters because they segued very nicely into general education, which is the academic basis of a liberal education, which is what makes the United States university system different from the rest of the world. Throughout Asia and Europe and South America, students enter, they start with a major, they finish with a major. General education, or sometimes called the core curriculum, sometimes called the liberal arts curriculum, is what allows students to expand their knowledge and go outside of a really narrow area and field of study. We like to say that studying your major gets you deep. General education allows you to have breadth. So I'm going to pause for a second, and sadly, I can't see you, but I'd like you all to imagine your job or in something that you do on a regular basis and how much you thought you would be doing this when you were 18 or 19 years old. And then think, what were the skills that got me here? Sometimes it was critical things that you learned along the way. Sometimes it was knowing how to adapt, knowing how to teach yourself something new, knowing how to figure out what you need to do. And that's a lot of what general education does. So that's my introduction. I'm going to give you the overview of what it looks like for a Temple student. It's our signature curriculum. And as I mentioned, the goal is for students to get a broad base in many different areas. And the areas are things like the arts, we're unique and we have a race and diversity area, human behavior, global or world society, quantitative literacy, science and technology, and US society. And many students will fulfill these by taking courses on one of Temple's campuses. Some students will fulfill these areas in different ways. I believe Zoria mentioned that you can fulfill world society by studying abroad. So we're thinking it's a different way to get that same knowledge and that experience. Some students will come in with certain credits and the advisors will work with them. But the point is that every single student who graduates from Temple, we can confidently say we've given them the opportunity to explore and to learn and to hone competencies. So the nuts and bolts are up on the screen for you. It's 11 courses total, between 35 and 36 credits, very dependent on, we have a couple of 4-credit art courses. It depends on what your child chooses or your student chooses. And so it's about 25% of a bachelor's degree. And there's lots of different ways to fulfill this, as I mentioned. Advisors will help more specifically that. Why is it important? Well, it's important enough that it's across the country in every university. And again, as I've mentioned, it's called different things, but it's a fundamental part of an education in the United States. It teaches competencies as opposed to specific content that allow career pivots, that help people understand how to make their way in the world. There's lots of career readiness in this. I think it was Karen Demler at the beginning spoke about her children started in one thing and they ended up in another thing. I have 2 children, both graduates. One of them has his job because of a single general education course that he took that I saw on his resume. And then it was the skills in his major, which made him good at his job, if that makes sense for you. And it allows them to explore and to be in the university. So we have 150 different courses, and I'm just going to throw a couple of them out there. We have the art of acting in the arts. We have the chemistry of the wine in chemistry. We have development and globalization and world society. And I mentioned the art of acting specifically because I know an engineer who once told me that got their job because in their interview, they had learned how to project their voice in the art of acting. And he wanted to let me know that this course that he was scared of ended up being pivotal in how he moved forward in his career. So below, I have some of the things I'd like you to know. Analytical reading and writing is that composition course, and your students are going to write in all of their courses across the curriculum, but this one gets everybody on the same page. It's an unbelievably important course, and it's kept very small, so your students will get to know their faculty, they'll get to know students from across the university. We also have intellectual heritage courses, which are humanities, and race and diversity, as I mentioned, is unique, and we recommend students take that earlier in their career. Advisors will help them make those decisions. So I obviously get very excited about general education, and if you ask students what their favorite course is, oftentimes they come up with one gen ed course as well as one course from their majors. The only thing I want you to take away, there's lots of information about this in the bulletin, like all sorts of breakdowns of like how to AP credits count, all of that is in the bulletin. But what I would like you to take away to share with your student is that they should make choices about their general education courses, that they should think, oh, I've always wanted to pursue an interest in dance. And even though I'm a computer science major, I get to do that in my art. Or, wow, I really am interested in the environment, but I'm a graphic design major. Wow, there's environment courses in every area of gen ed. Let me try to make that a path for myself. So I'm going to stop talking. The one thing I want to say is help them think intentionally about their general education courses. And I think we're going next to my colleague who will help make sure that your students have academic success.
Woo! All right. Hi, my friends. My name is Colleen Williams. I am the program coordinator of the Student Success Center And I am a proud Temple alumnus. I have taken those gen ed courses. I've gone to the Career Center. I've done Fly in 4. So I have been where your children are, and I'm happy to be back at Temple to help your children succeed. So about the Student Success Center, we are the main tutoring center of Temple University. We are located at the center of campus. We are in Charles Library on the 2nd and 3rd floor. And we provide comprehensive academic support for Temple students, all Temple students, regardless of their discipline or major. And we offer a variety of different types of tutoring. Any type of tutoring you could possibly think of for any of your majors are at the SSC. So our tutoring is completely free. It's covered in student fees, so your students can come and they do not need to pay a cent. It's peer-based one-on-one tutoring, which means that the tutors who are at the Student Success Center are students themselves. I was a student tutor when I was at the Student Success Center, so I know what your kids are going through. And we offer group tutoring. We have like study sessions. We have workshops, and we have free events throughout the semester. All sorts of things aimed towards helping your kids have that solid academic foundation that they need in order to thrive in a university setting. So our services include writing tutoring, STEM tutoring, language tutoring, academic coaching, and past sessions. And most of those are fairly self-explanatory, but things like academic coaching and past tend to escape people sometimes. So let's say for academic coaching, your student struggles with some of the more basic aspects of academia. They're, say, for example, they don't really know how to study. Maybe they struggle with organization or time management, basic skills like that. That's where academic coaching comes in. So you can meet with one of our academic coaches and help your child like shore up some of those strong basic skills you need in order to thrive in an academic setting. And past sessions are kind of like STEM tutoring a little bit, in that it's like a group study session for some of those like basic courses that like lots of people need to take for STEM majors. So for example, like bio 1, or like calculus or algebra, like all of those like baseline courses that people need to take in order to go forward with their major. That's what past sessions are for. So it's a much more smaller individualized approach to those kind of large lectures. And we have great hours, if I say so myself. We are open 8:30 to 8:30 on Monday through Thursday, and 8:30 to 4:30 on Fridays. And on Saturdays, we're open 10 to 4. And throughout the week, we offer virtual or in-person services. So your child can come say hi to us in the library, or your child can sit on the couch and learn from the couch. And on Saturday, you can always say hi to us from the couch. So cool stuff, virtual and in person. So great opportunities for your students, regardless of where they are. And as I said earlier, the Student Success Center employs students, and it's a little rare for us to hire incoming freshmen or freshmen in general. Generally, we ask our tutors to have a little bit of college experience under their belts. But I definitely encourage, if you feel your child would be a great tutor or an academic coach or anything like that, I definitely encourage you guys to sign up for our newsletter or follow us on our Instagram, which are those cute little QR codes at the bottom, because that's where we will be posting our hiring calls. It's an excellent opportunity for students. That working as a tutor definitely got me my job here today. So it's a great experience, whether your student is looking for employment or if your student is looking to just kind of make sure that they succeed academically. And if I did not answer any of your questions, or you just want to learn more about the Student Success Center, you can find us at studentsuccess.temple.edu. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it.
Great, thank you everyone. Okay, it is now time for our panelists to answer all your questions. Please post any questions you have in the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen where you see a question mark. First question is for Zuri. If you study abroad for the semester, is there a wide variety of courses available that would enable the student to stick with their major and not get behind, or should they take gen ed courses while abroad?
That's an excellent question. So we do have different types of courses that are available on the Temple campuses. For example, our Temple Japan campus in Tokyo is actually a 4-year degree granting institution. So there are students that attend that campus for all 4 years. And because of that, there are a wide variety of courses available. Whereas our Temple Rome campus, which is a little bit smaller and has courses that are more geared towards the arts, but we do offer courses in 9 different majors, including STEM. So in all of our campuses, there are opportunities to take both major courses and gen eds and electives. Usually when I'm advising students, I do encourage them to save at least some gen eds or electives for when they're studying abroad, mostly because students find that they want to spend more time exploring and traveling as opposed to doing some of those heavy workload courses. But because we do have our Fly in 4 program, and we do want students to make sure that they are graduating on time, they will work with their academic advisor to make sure that the courses that they're taking abroad actually do apply towards their major. One other thing, while we do have plenty of courses available on our Temple campuses, we also have exchange partners in all over the world. We just started a new partnership with a university in New Zealand, as well as Greece. We have several partners in South Korea, the UK. So if there is a particular course or experience a student is looking to have, there are a lot of options there. And we also work with study abroad companies that operate programs pretty much on every continent. So whether a student wants to do a full internship summer, or maybe some courses and an internship, or if they want to go to a non-traditional location, we have options for all of the above.
Great, thank you, Zuri. Another question. How does the Career Center support students in finding internships and job opportunities, both on and off campus?
Yes, sure. The majority of times, a lot of the internships that students will be able to apply for are all found through Handshake, which your student will become very familiar with during the course of their orientation. Handshake is a national platform. It's just not a platform that Temple has created. That is meant for all undergraduate students and newly graduated, college professionals. The majority of opportunities are found through that. And some opportunities are found through professors, through student organizations, networking, and we also have a number of events. Every school and college has, different event-focused employers that come on campus. Every school and college, including the Career Center, we have career fairs every year. We have them every spring, every fall. They're advertised on Handshake. We had over 600 employers come to campus. There's over 60,000 jobs on Handshake right now, both internships and full-time jobs. And some of that can be overwhelming. Last year was one of the first years that we had more freshmen than we have ever had since I've been at the Career Center for over 10 years, which is amazing. But a lot of times, we stress to freshmen, especially the fall, we want them to concentrate on the transition, on making sure they join student orgs, but we're more than happy to come in and help them with that resume, that cover letter, the LinkedIn profile, how to interview and to explore different internships and jobs that they may be interested in. Now, regarding actually on-campus jobs, if you go to the students' TU portal, there is a topic, it just says jobs at Temple. And any of the departments that are on Temple's campus right now that are looking for, whether it's work study or just part-time work for students, they can be listed there for those part-time work experiences. And then also too, you're in Philadelphia, you're in the 6th largest city. A lot of times those retail stores and coffee houses and restaurants and administrative positions, they'll advertise on Handshake if they're located in Center City or close to the school, because a lot of students also do that too. But if your student does need help to even get a resume started, step by step is the way we like to approach it at the Career Center. Please tell them to make an appointment with us. Even if they don't have a resume right now, by the time they meet with us, they will.
Great, thank you, Karen. This question is for Lauren and Zuri. Can transfer students participate in the Study Abroad and Fly in 4 program?
I can go first.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So yes, transfer students are eligible to study abroad. They just need to complete 1 semester on main campus beforehand. And of course, they have to be in good academic and disciplinary standing.
And for Fly in 4, so all incoming new freshmen are able to opt into Flying For themselves. For transfer students, they will need to go to their academic advising office to find out if they're eligible for Flying For, and the advisor can actually opt them in. The deciding factor essentially is that if the number of credits the transfer student comes in with plus the number of credits they still need at Temple can be completed in 4 years, then they are eligible to opt into Flying For, and it'll be opted in as if, you know, they're in their second semester or second year, depending on when they transfer. But not all transfer students will be eligible if the number of credits they come in with plus what they need at Temple is not feasible to complete in 4 years.
Okay, great, thank you. Next question. Does the Career Center help pre-med students find research or internship opportunities?
Yes, of course. And it's basically the same path that you would follow for any internship. You know, being at Temple for such a long period of time, what I've seen happen with research opportunities is the majority of them open up through their classes. So I'd strongly recommend, you know, as a support system for your student, to really have them get to know their professors, because the professors are doing research. We are a D1 level research school, which very few schools have that. So there's always opportunities through their classes in order to do research. And in addition to research, I actually saw the question on there with CHOP. We have a really strong relationship with CHOP, with a number of students, you know, doing internships, doing research for CHOP. But once again, Handshake would be the primary resource in addition to your professors in order to find those opportunities. But I strongly suggest that before they apply, they make an appointment with us. So their resume looks great, their LinkedIn looks great, and they're putting their best foot forward.
Great, thank you, Karen. Lauren, a question for you. How can the Flying For program help students efficiently complete double majors or add certificates without extending their time to graduation?
Great question. So what we say is all those things are possible if you plan ahead. And so those semesterly check-ins with an advisor are going to be critical to helping students fit in an additional major or minor or certificate and plan realistically. You know, we have many students who do complete a double major in 4 years or study abroad and still graduate in 4 years. But the critical factor is expressing your interest in those opportunities as early as possible. And our academic advisors are equipped to help a student understand what they will need to meet that 4-year goal. But it's definitely possible.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Zuri, what international programs are best suited for pre-med students, particularly those interested in research experience abroad?
That's a great question. Usually for students that have a more rigorous curriculum plan that maybe doesn't allow for that much flexibility to study abroad, I recommend summer programs. We do have some faculty-led programs that are related to those majors. I'd say one of our most popular programs would be the Biomedical Research Program in Siena, Italy. But that's also where our external study abroad companies that we work with come in. That's where you can do more or find more research programs or something that's more specific to a certain area.
Great, thank you. Patricia, a question for you. If students have AP credits, would those cover some of their gen ed requirements?
It does. As I mentioned, there's multiple pathways to fulfill a gen ed curriculum, and AP credits often do. Temple has a public-facing website where you can look at the AP credits that your student has, and it will indicate whether it fulfills one of our gen ed areas. Usually the advisor will ask if AP credits are incoming during their first advising session. Not everything arrives at the same time, and this allows them to help make a plan, thinking it looks like you might not end up having to fulfill that course here at Temple. You might have already had it. So I would encourage you to look at that website to have an idea of what to expect and to talk to your advisor about it.
Great, thank you. A question for Zuri. Who would be my students' academic and study abroad advisors at Temple? Are they different from one another?
Yes, they are different. So students, their academic advisor is assigned by their school or college, and they should definitely meet with their academic advisor first when they're planning their first courses or that first initial meeting. They should at least mention that they want to study abroad, even if they're not sure when or where. And then in the study abroad office, once a student has discussed their plans with their academic advisor, we are there to advise them on which program would make the most sense for them, or to help them through the application process.
Great, thank you. A question for Colleen. For Student Success Center, how long can you get tutoring for or coaching?
Great question. You can get tutoring if you're first day freshman all the way up to a last day senior. You can come in. There's no like limit to like how many like years you can like go in for tutoring. So long as you're a Temple student, be it an undergraduate, a graduate, PhD candidate, you are welcome to come in for tutoring. I will say there are some limits to like how often you can come in during the week. You can make 7 appointments during the week, and there's up to like 3 appointments per day, specifically for like our writing tutoring and language tutoring program. It's different each individual program. So if you need to see the specific limits for your child's major, I highly recommend you check out our website and look at all of our individual programs to see any of those limitations. But beyond that, you can come in all the time. I know when I was an undergraduate, I came in all the time. So yeah, we are here for you.
Okay, great. Zuri, another question. If someone has accommodations like extra time during tests, are extra steps necessary for studying abroad?
Yes, we actually go over this in our Foundations of Study Abroad information session. But students can work with the Disability Resource Center here on campus to prepare before they go abroad. In some cases, accommodations aren't able to be made because of the nature of the program or location or country that they're in. But students do have an opportunity to make plans and accommodations ahead of time or pick a program that's more suitable to their needs.
Great, thank you. How far in advance do you need to schedule academic coaching, and can you schedule regular sessions like twice a week?
That sounds like a me question. So academic coaching is a little bit different from some of our other programs in that you need to fill out an interest form. And for our helpful link copy paster folks, that is on our academic coaching website. There's a link to the interest form. So your child will fill out that form, and then you will be able to be matched with an academic coach in that respect. So, and then once you are matched with an academic coach, you generally meet once a week, and it's usually like recurring sessions, so like same time every week. And you can use academic coaching for as long as you want to, or for as little as you want to. If you want to use it for 2 weeks and you're like, yeah, I figured it out, thank you very much, folks at the SSC, that's perfectly fine. If you want to use it from first day freshman all the way up to you graduate, that is up to you. So yes, thanks.
Great, thank you. Another question for Zuri. My student is going in as a psychology major and is interested in studying abroad twice during their college journey. Will there be options for her to meet her major course requirements if she goes to the Temple campuses abroad that much?
Yes, and we do often have students that study abroad more than once during their 4 years here. As for specific major courses in psychology, Temple Japan and Temple Rome are good options for courses in that major. But again, this is where I would take scheduling into account, like maybe saving courses that have more flexibility, like electives for when they're studying abroad and doing their core courses on main campus. But yes, there are ways for students to study abroad more than once and stay on track with graduating on time.
Great, thank you. Next question. Are IB credits counted the same as AP credits?
Yes, no. Yes, in the same way. IB credits come in and there's an equivalency table. I put it in the question and answer form. So just as there's an equivalency table for AP credits, there's an equivalency table for IB credits that will help you and your advisor and your student determine which general education courses will be taken on Temple's campus and which ones they've demonstrated competency through AP or IB.
Great, thank you. What resources are available to help students transition smoothly into college life and navigate any challenges they may face?
I can try to take that one. I think the Student Success Center and the academic coaching would be a huge one for transitioning to college in general. But I would also mention our Tuttleman Counseling Services for students experiencing mental health, any kind of mental health concerns. And the Student Affairs Office. Also, we have the care team that is available for like students, any kind of students in crisis, or if a student has a peer who appears to be in crisis. So that's a limited answer. Academic advisors are a wealth of resources. So, if your student's not sure where to go with a concern that relates to their transition, I would say if a good first stop is the academic advisor, and they can kind of help out, figure out where is the best office on campus to address their concern.
I can
I
piggyback
think-
off that as well.
Mhm.
But
I was-
sorry, yeah, so I'm also thinking about the Student Success Center in that writing tutoring can also be pretty helpful from transitioning from high school to college, because high school to college usually have some very different kind of like writing expectations. I know high school, it's like very like the 5-paragraph essay kind of is kind of the baseline thing there. But writing tutoring can definitely help people adjust to the kind of the like more expectations of like college writing. And any of our programs can definitely help students out in transitioning to how to tackle college courses and stuff like that. So definitely SSC, we got you back.
I'll also add
okay.
sorry.
So I just wanted to add the residential life. If
That's what I
those
was
of you
gonna
that
say.
have students on campus, we have several of our career ambassadors who are also RAs, and they are amazing. And so if your student will be on campus, that would be an easy first stop to just go down and knock on the RA's door and going, hey, I'm having an issue, or I'm having a challenge, or I don't know what to do with this. My sons have used both of them, and for different occasions on things that happen. So I'm sorry, Lauren, is that what you wanted to
That's
share?
exactly,
You both,
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Lauren and Colleen, you did a great job. And I thought, I remember how the RAs were amazing with my sons on just every little different thing. They were a great first stop. So.
Yeah. And I'm going to add your faculty. I work with faculty all across the campus, and they're in this profession because they love students and they love working with students. Depending on your college, your student might be in a freshman seminar. Many colleges have that freshman seminar, and it's literally designed to help them find out about these resources, make those transitions, and ask all those unaskable questions. Like when your child or your student doesn't even know where to ask them, I would say academic advisor, a faculty that they're feeling comfortable with. A lot of these general education courses, especially the ones I mentioned that they're going to take at the beginning, are small. So those are good places. And it's also a good idea to learn how to speak to your faculty early on in your career.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. For Patricia, are there any courses for music majors that are included as gen ed?
So that is such an interesting question. We have lots of music courses coming from the music department, exploring music, world musics, the sounds of Philadelphia. So these are courses that would not count towards a music major's major. But if they are interested in different ways to look at their music major, the Sounds of Philadelphia is a race and diversity course. It's unbelievable. It takes you through the history of Philadelphia, looking at it through that lens. We also have a course in physics called The Science of Sound, which fulfills a gen ed science requirement. So there's different ways for different majors to complement their majors following their interest. So different faculty and advisors will suggest gen eds that students in that college often find complement that major, but there's not, at the same time, their choices are unlimited. If they perhaps love Shakespeare and they want to do Shakespeare and the musics in the movies for the arts, that's fine too. But there's definitely courses where a music major and many other majors could complement their studies.
Great. And just another question in relation to that. How many general education courses does my student need to take each semester?
That is a easy and complicated question. So if your student is in liberal arts, they often are taking 3, 4, 5 a semester and kind of doing a really nice overview of disciplines and fields across the university. Or sometimes, depending on where they're studying abroad, to piggyback on everything everyone said, there's some really cool things. There's some gen ed arts courses that we only have in Japan and that we only have in Rome. So it can be 3 or 4. If your student is in nursing and architecture and engineering, they're probably taking 1 a semester because of the way the prerequisites and their requirements for their program are. So that's, again, I keep sending you to the academic advisors. They're wonderful. They will do a great job of helping your student make those choices. We do have some data. I'm going to say thing. There's a great deal of data that if your child takes their analytical reading and writing English 802 in the first 2 semesters, yes, Colleen's over there, it bodes well for their academic success in all of their courses. So we do, sometimes they might not get into it their first semester, they will get into it their second semester. So just let them know that they should work with their advisors and to make that a priority.
And our writing tutors are very well equipped to help your students with those analytical reading writing courses. So definitely recommend those.
Great, thank you, Bert. A question for Zuri. How soon can my student study abroad or plan for it?
So students do have to complete their first 2 semesters on main campus. So the earliest they could go abroad would be this summer before their sophomore year. But we do recommend students come visit our office in their first semester just to get an idea of the process and what to expect. Also, a lot of outside scholarships that we work with, they have very early deadlines, a lot earlier than students may think. So if they are planning on going abroad, let's say fall of their sophomore year, their scholarship applications could be due as early as January. So definitely recommend that they come as soon as they can.
Great, thank you. A question for Patricia. Regarding gen ed requirements, do foreign languages qualify as gen ed?
So you are talking to a Spanish professor here, so they do not. They might. We're doing a gen ed reform in the future, but currently they don't. CLA, liberal arts, Klein, they currently have a language requirement for graduation requirements. Fox, their international business major, has a 4-semester language requirement. We, again, this is totally off topic, but I am a language professor. It does complement what they do. It teaches them how to communicate, intercultural communication. It changes completely their relationship to study abroad. I just came back from visiting our Japanese campuses and sat in on a Japanese class. And I was proud to be able to use my 2 words, kudasai and kakoi, in appropriate moments in Japan. So and as a Spanish teacher, lots of pre-med students, it makes a difference when they're trying to get into their graduate programs, if they're able to serve multiple populations, whether it's Spanish speaking or French Creole speaking. So short answer, no, it does not fulfill their gen ed requirements. Long answer, yes, everyone should take a language.
Okay, great. And just a follow-up to your response previously. This is the question. Is my student guaranteed to be able to sign up for these gen ed classes in her second semester?
Guaranteed to sign up for their, they'll be put on a wait list, and if they're in the second semester and they reach out to their academic advisor, they will find a way to get them in that class. Yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, I do want to say, make sure your students get themselves on wait list. Wait lists are something that let the people who do the scheduling and the staffing know that more students want to be in that class. And if there's a significant number of students on the wait list, sometimes they find a way to open another class. The other thing I will say is your student should be in close contact with their academic advisor. There's a lot of change during the first week of classes. Students realize that they got an internship, so they can no longer take their Tuesday class. So to keep an eye on, they'll make a plan with their academic advisor, but there's also some ability to make some adjustments those first week.
I just want to piggyback off of that as a former academic advisor, just to say that we do heavily monitor the wait list and are looking, up until week 2, to assess, the student's need for the course and making sure that if students need a course, they'll get in. And that goes hand in hand with Fly in 4 as well.
Okay, great. Thank you both. And quick final question. What is one piece of advice you would give to parents and families as their students begin their Temple journeys?
I would say don't be afraid to use the resources that are on campus. I know when I first came on, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And it can be a little scary to utilize those resources, but they are there most of the time. They are free. They are staffed by people who love their jobs, who love helping people. So if there is a resource available to you, please do not hesitate to use it.
And I would just say, take a breath. After having 2 students that have changed majors time and time again, we are here to help. We are here to support. Your child is here to explore. Give them the space in order to do that. And we will be here to get them there.
Of course, my advice would be to study abroad as often as you can. This is a very rare opportunity to travel abroad in this way, where you're in an academic setting, but also having that time, that independence to gain skills that are more and more important in the job market today. And myself, I studied abroad my senior year, and I wasn't really sure I could do it, and I'd never really been abroad by myself before. And that 4-week marketing study tour turned into 2.5 years of me living and working abroad, teaching English in South Korea and Thailand. So you just never know where your experience is going to take you.
Yeah, I would say to take advantage of everything Temple has to offer. Not part of our program, but there's some cool like yoga and karate courses. Like it's an unbelievable 4 years for your student to get to follow any sort of idea that might inspire them. And a lot of times those will lead into different career paths along the way, and that's okay. And maybe to let them know that if they're feeling overwhelmed and scared, probably the rest of the people in most of their classes feel the same way, that it's if you can get them talking about it and talking to their friends, it's a big transition, and that's okay too. But they're not alone.
Also, sample the food trucks. They're amazing. 10 out of 10 can recommend.
I'm just going to echo what Patricia said earlier about talking to faculty. The faculty here will jump through hoops to make something happen for a student, and it can be intimidating to approach a faculty member. Students think, oh, well, why would they want to help me? Like, I'm just one out of all the hundreds of thousands of students they teach. But if you can just put yourself out there a little bit, get out of your comfort zone. Faculty are super well connected throughout the university and throughout the city. And, you can't get experience unless you ask. So I saw a lot of questions in the chat about research and internships. In addition to the resources on campus, our faculty are going to be able to kind of give tailored recommendations, but you have to ask. So that would be my recommendation.
I'm going to very briefly piggyback off of Lauren. The academic coaching program at the Student Success Center also helps students like build up the courage in order to reach out to their professors via office hours or anything like that. So if your student kind of struggles with that confidence to reach out to the resources that are available on campus, our academic coaching program can definitely help them out with that. So,
As a recent Temple grad, I agree with all of that. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much to our panelists for joining us. You will see their contact information on the screen. They're all more than willing to answer any follow-up questions you may have. In addition, we'll post the recording to this session in the Orientation Hub in the Parent and Family Experience portal shortly for your reference. And of course, our virtual parent and family orientation is continuing. So please visit the hub to register for any of the upcoming webinars and to see recordings of this webinar and the previous ones. Lastly, we will be sending you a survey shortly to ask how today's session has helped you as you prepare for your student to attend Temple in the fall. Please take a few minutes to let us know your thoughts. Thank you again to our panelists and to all of you for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend.